Seems like there's an obsession these days with the positivity movement that everybody has to be positive. You have to be positive. Some people say I'm too positive. Some people say I'm too negative. Some people say anything they're going to say, right? But it's really about being real. It doesn't matter if you're being positive or you're being negative. You're just talking about real life. And what it comes down to for me is we need to focus on real life. We don't have to have this worry about being too positive or too negative or whatever it is. So when we talk about these concepts, when we talk about self-development, we talk about introspection, we talk about growth, we talk about removing toxic people from your life, we talk about just being yourself in that cliche way, but that is so true. We're not being positive and we're not being negative either. We're just talking about real life. And if some people aren't ready to discuss that, they think it's silly stuff. They think it's, oh, that's just a bunch of crap. That's fine. It's going to take some time for them to eventually get to the point where they want to. And people are going to say anything about you. They're going to say that you're too whatever anyway. You go to Google, for example, and you start typing someone's name, or you type, so-and-so is. It's always going to say something negative, right? If you look up anyone, it's going to say something negative. So there's always a natural inclination for people to tell you that you're too positive, or you're too negative, or whatever you want. But those aren't people that are developing themselves, right? Those are people that are just worn down by life. They don't care. They're not watching things like this. They're not developing themselves. They don't care at all. They're just basically sucking your energy, or just being kind of complainers, and those are a separate instance. But you should not worry about being too positive or being too negative. When you're working on it, you're being genuine, you're just being real.